Welcome back, folks, to Tales of Equestria. I guess welcome. Not welcome back. You're here. Welcome to Session 0. This is what, second time getting started for Session 0? We were trying to figure out cameras, trying to figure out music, had to eat some food. I'm your host, DM. Let's actually change up our names since we're in here. I am Lord Lucon. I am the DM. Let's go ahead and save that.
Right.
Excellent. Hunk Papa, who are you playing as?
Hello, I am Hunk Papa, also known as Jesse Zuluf, a professional dungeon master and author, and I'll be playing Butterscotch.
Alright. And we have Drexon. Drexon, tell me about yourself, like, for the fourth or fifth time.
I am Jackson. I am playing as Fence.
You are cutting out. Say it all over again.
Oh, come on! This is introduced myself twice already. I don't want to do it a third time.
I mean, it's not my fault you're cutting out. Hashtag blame roll20.
Jackson. I am playing the Zebra Xander.
There we go.
Plants.
He's a herbologist of sorts. He likes herbs.
Yes.
You know what I mean. So this is a lighthearted game, right? This is Session 0. What are you guys expecting out of this game? What are you guys looking for in this?
I am personally expecting some pie-throwing antics to be had.
Wonderful. What about you, Drexon? What are you expecting out of this game?
Adventure. Light-headed.
Hearted?
Feeling kind of light-headed. Light-hearted adventure.
It's not herb. It's not herb. Okay, sounds
It's
good.
all those natural remedies you've been cooking up over.
This is a PG-13, and we're going to keep it that way. Adventure path.
13's light-hearted.
All right. So we open up the scene. We're finally getting started. Finally. This is the ship known as the Hippocampus. It is a mercantile vessel built for speed and grace. You've been tasked by the princesses of Equestria to seek out and find out the mysteries of Misty Island. So we get a cutscene. We're currently on this ship, right? And the waves are in the distance. We focus on Butter, right? Buttersquash. And we take him and send him into the past. Go ahead and place yourself right here. Drexon, you will not be able to see this. Butter, you have been requested as to provide entertainment for the court of Equestria in honoring the ceremony of the heroes Blackmail and Scout. Crystal Spice, a pony who has escorted you into the court, says, "Where would you like to perform?" You can see several food dishes, tables. You see the princesses out here. They're currently having a conversation with their honored guests. You see bat ponies and guards. You see several people standing off to the side, which appears to be some sort of parents or guardians. You're not quite sure. She says, "Where are you going to be performing?"
Oh, I guess I'll perform over here.
She says, "Oh, wonderful. I've heard about your antics. Excellent. And that's when we have someone else. We flip back over to the boat.
Flip the boat?
Flip back to the boat. We see we see Buttersquash And Xandar. Xandar's up in the crow's nest, right? And Buttersquash is down below with his trusty cart, right? And we see this pirate captain right here. He says, "Listen up, you scallywags. I am Captain Jackpot Sprint, and you are my trusted crew, and we are here on high adventure, seeking the princess's favor, and seek out the Misty Island. Who's with me?" And you hear like a cheer. Hurrah!
Butters lifts up his hoof slightly. Yay.
He says, "Up there in the crow's nest, what do you see?" "Does a catfish have your tongue, lad? Speak up."
I'm trying to think of rhymes.
"There's no place for a mute fish on this boat, laddie."
Drug.
"What?"
You get too much pressure.
So we see Xander, right? It's like currently frozen at like being directed, right? And we get like a cutscene of this poor zebra who's up in the crow's nest, like looking out, and like the captain's like, "Hey, what's going on up there? Speak up, lad." We get a cutscene of Xander. Right here we are. Go ahead and place yourself right here. Crystal Spice turns to look at the zebra who entered, and she says, "Oh, honored guest from distant ways, have you come to grace us with your presence?" Go ahead and place yourself right here.
I think I just put a token down, but it's not appearing.
I don't see it either.
Let's try this again. Why isn't this working?
There, give me a second. Let me shift you on over. See if this works for you. Yep, there you are, right there. Okay. A pony, Earth Pony, bows to you and says, "Honored guest from distant lands, have you come to grace us with your presence?"
Yes. I think I got up on the run here, guys. All right.
It's
Maybe
okay.
sometimes, but not all the time. It's just not going to happen.
That's fine. That's cool. That's cool. You don't put pressure on yourself. She says, "Are you here for the garden?" The Earth Pony shifts uncomfortably at the silence of a zebra.
I just said yes.
Are you sure? She says, "Follow me."
I
Be
just said
seated.
yes.
Yes, oh, of course. Yes, go ahead and be seated. She nods to you. We cut back over to the ship. And he says, "Scallywag, what do you see with your eyes?" Hello?
I heard you.
Okay. I wonder if Drexon's having some technical errors.
I think he's just thinking up rhymes.
Okay.
What's going on?
Can you hear us? Can you hear him, Hug Papa?
I did for a second when he said, "What's going?"
Oh,
Yeah, you're
Hello?
cutting in and out. Yes.
issues.
Okay. Session 0, folks. Session 0. We're working them out. We're working them out.
Microphone.
Yeah, make sure that the sensitivity's up. Are you hearing him, Papa? Or is it just
Uh, I hear him a little bit.
Yeah. Like he fades in and out. Yeah.
Me?
I heard like a hear me.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. I heard that one.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
But okay.
Did you pick that up, Hunk Papa?
I heard game, but okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Up to 10. Tell me how many numbers that you don't hear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I heard all
them
10 that
Yep.
time.
Whatever.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's on your side. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Okay.
Could be a connection and the distance we are from.
That is true. That is true. Bum, bum, bum. All right. So in a complete tone, just as you did with the 1 through 10, say what you reply. As he says, "What do you see, scallywag?"
Say it. See, nothing of note. Of water.
Aye, that's a good eye. That's a great eye that you see there. If we weren't in the ocean, where else would we be? You get a little chuckle from the rest of the crew. As you are sailing through the ocean, water all around you. You see the crescent waves rise and fall in the distance. The ship bowing and back and forth as the constant waves crash against the ship. Yeah. This is where we can shift everyone back over to the throne room. We see the two parties, Butter and Xander. You may both interact now. As Crystal Spice goes and speaks and enters and other guests who are also performing.
Buttersquash walks over to his cart and starts throwing things out of his cart onto the ground. He throws out a pole, some rope. He throws out a spade, like he's digging through something, and these items are just flying behind.
Xander, you see this strange earth pony just bloop, 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 bloop.
I'm going to say, hey, that's no way to treat your equipment.
Huh? What? What?
You just toss those tools out. Damage them that way.
Buttersquash scratches his head as he turns to look at this voice, but he presses on a key of his piano at the edge of Penelope. It startles him, and he stumbles back and steps into the bucket that he had thrown on the ground. He then frantically tries to shake the bucket off as he steps on the spade, and it comes up and honks his nose. He then wipes his face off as he turns, and he slips on some of the rope that he's got laid out, and he fumbles back onto his cart and throws a pie high up into the air with his elbow. As the pie comes crashing down on his head, he sighs and sits down on the keys of the piano.
Everyone turns to look at you after that display of everything.
So he would like to try and roll his creative flair comedy dice, as that was part of his show,
Sure.
trying to get a laugh out of everyone.
Sure. Yeah. I think that goes to the next thing, right?
It does.
Upgrades. Oh, good thing that we're going to keep that 6. Everyone laughs at this, right? This seems, Xander, appears to be like some sort of show. Probably you're not used to it, but everybody here is like, yeah, woohoo, butter squash, yay! So the seriousness of this place kind of like hushes, as like everybody's like turns their attention to see the performance.
Oh, now what was that you were saying about my equipment? As he's wiping the eye off of his face.
Seems to have been staged.
Butters sighs as he goes back to digging in his cart again. He throws out a lamp this time. He throws out another pie on the ground. He starts rummaging through. He pulls out a clock. He checks it to make sure it's still ticking. He pulls out a party hat and some streamers, and he walks over to Xander, and he tries to put the party hat and streamers on Xander.
Do you allow this, Xander? A strange pie-covered pony is coming over to offer you some items.
Confused, so I'm just going to stand still.
Do you take the items?
Do you let Butters do what he's going to do, or do you do something to stop him?
It seems to be a show, just to be clear. Like, everybody's, like, expecting this, right? You're just the unexpected guest. Do you participate in the show?
Yes.
Okay.
So as Xander cautiously is frozen and stares at him, Butters slowly and gently reaches up and puts on the party hat and then tosses a streamer over your back. And then he puts his hands up like that was it. As he steps away, though, he slips on the streamer and starts sliding across the floor into the apples and sends the apples flying as they come crashing down on his head once more.
There's a rolling laughter as like everybody's like ha 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 ha. Yep, rolling laughter as like this performance. This seems to be a classic prank that he plays upon himself. Yeah. Oh yes. Ponies are cheering. Xanders, make sure that you write down in your inventory party hat and streamer. The crowd cheers. Yeah! Woohoo! Butter! 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 They want more, Butter. Well, what you gonna do, buddy?
He is going to come back over and start rummaging through his cart again to see what else he's got in his cart. He pulls out a whoopee cushion and he gently sets it on the floor next to his piano. He will pull out a buzzer and he will pull out a balloon. He puts out his hooves to quiet the crowd.
There's like a shh, 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 as they hush the crowd into silence. And they wait in anticipation of what is about to occur next.
He highlights the balloon that he has. He starts blowing it up. Then he blows it up until it pops, and it startles him, and he flies back onto the whoopee cushion, and he gets startled again and pushes himself up from the piano and touches his backside, which sets off the buzzer in his hand. As he jumps up, he runs into the spade again, which swings up and honks his horn. As he begins stumbling across, he ends up tying himself up in the rope and falls over and trips over the pole as he comes sliding to a halt in front of the fountain, completely hogtied.
Xander, somehow this pony is quite capable. Ooh. Are you going to keep that roll? Are you going to keep that roll?
No, why not reroll? This is session 1, right?
Yeah.
Apparently it's going to be a 2.
So something happens, right? During your flip, right? Instead of hog tying yourself, one of the guards, the rope goes flying off to the side and like wraps around the guard. You still get the roaring laughter, but the guard frowns at you like, nothing bad happens, right? Just a guard just scowling at you for not keeping your show to yourself. That's all that happens. People are still laughing and clapping. Xander,
Butters picks him.
Xander, this show pony is showing off. Oh, what are you thinking about all this stuff as he's dancing around, acrobatics, ropes flying through the air, pies, you name it, it's going.
Thinking, is this pony style comedy?
Yeah, it appears to be some sort of comedy show. Some sort of slapstick.
I will politely clap like I'm at a golf instead.
It's not zebra humor. Not zebra humor.
No, not really.
Okay. Yes. The show ends with that, I assume, right?
Yes, Butters goes over and he hangs his head as he picks the rope up, and he highlights the guard who helped him with his show, and he just solemnly goes back and hangs his head as he starts cleaning all of his stuff up.
This gets a
loading it back into Penelope.
Of cheers, right? And they're like, yeah, Butters, woohoo! Once again, the guard just scowls at you, and Xander's just golf claps. Anything else?
That's about it for Butters right now. That's his show.
So you take a breather, right? As you're like, that's a lot of exercise. So you're taking a breather. The crowd is clapping and patting you on your back. The ceremony, right, which was like pretty somber, has a much lighter mood, and everybody seems to be much more enthusiastic, right? It's becoming much more of a party than like the ceremony, blah, 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 blah. There seems to be smiles as this palace of prim and proper becomes a house of fun and cheer. The main ceremony begins, right, after your show. And Princess Luna and Princess Celestia step forward and they present these medals. And they say, here are our 2 champions, Blackmail and Scout. They have done us a great service to all of Equestria and are honorable people, or ponies, of great renown, including you, Diamond Dog. She nods and bows to the Diamond Dog. As for your reward, you shall get this diamond of beauty. And she has this diamond, right? This head-sized diamond. And she grants it to Scout, who bows gratefully to the to the horse. Scout, as you recall, got his prized possession of what he wanted, which was wealth, and he received that. Princess Luna bows to Blackmail and says, "It is good that you have returned to your time, Blackmail." And she gestures, and his parents stand over to the side, and they wave to their boy. The mother, right, like hugs the father, and Blackmail kind of like does this like wave to them, and they're like waving back at Blackmail, and she gives him a medal, wraps a medal on it, and she says, "You will be returning to your services in the Crystal Kingdom. May you find good fortune and future endeavors there. I wish you good luck, Blackmail." And they bow to the two and return to their positions. They gesture for the crowd, and you get this huge roar of like, "Yay!" as everybody begins hoof clapping and cheering for the saviors of Equestria. The unicorn, Crystal Pony, and the diamond dog turn and bow to the crowd as everybody's like, "Yay!" cheering in great enthusiasm. Yes. The crowd slowly dies down as everybody goes to their respected positions off to the side. The princesses step forward and say, "Let the feast begin." And there's once again, they're like, "Woohoo, food, cheers," and celebrations begin. And people start heading over to what appears to be an open buffet, all you can eat. What do you guys do as the camera pans over to our latest and newest heroes?
We're eating.
Oh, excellent. You grab yourself a plate of food. You have apples, carrots. You find all manners of exotic and special fruits and vegetables. Go ahead and roll me a herbology as you study all these interesting foods. Excellent. Roll another one.
That
Explodes.
Explodes, yeah. Roll again.
So a D8.
Oh, keep going, buddy. Don't stop now. Don't stop now. Okay, all right. Xanders, you find a special ingredients here. It is, let me find out what we got. It is a zap apple. The zap apple that you find in this thing. You may consume it for 1 die 4 worth of stamina. It is perfectly preserved. So you obtain a zap apple out of this feast, right? So you're the first one up to eat, and you see this perfectly gorgeous zap apple there, and you're like, "Holy crap! They make these things, and it's so well preserved and beautiful." You gain this zap apple that restores 1d4 of stamina whenever you consume it. I can't hear you.
You cut out again. Yeah, we can't.
Great pun. In the moments past.
So go ahead and you cut out completely there. We may have to switch over to Skype. I'm thinking that it might be Discord. Because we're currently on Discord. That's why I'm saying we have issues with Discord. But we don't usually have issues like this with Skype. Do you want to switch over to Skype?
Yeah, we can give it a shot.
Yeah, let's go ahead and switch over to Skype. Because this is This is a problem. I can't hear what he's saying, even though it's like very important. It's very important. So I'm going to drop out and then load up Skype. Do you have access, Drexon, to the Age of Lemuria group phone call? There we go. Just go ahead and make sure that all that's... I don't think so. Okay. I will cut this out. What is your Skype name? I'll add you to the call. Actually, if you go via Discord, you can get on it via Discord. That might actually be faster. That way we don't have to do anything. You don't have to... So if you go online... Yep. I see you. Okay, I'm going to drop out of Discord now. There we go. And we're going to start a call. Okay.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I see you, Hunk Papa. I don't see Drexum though. Group call. All the wonders of wonders of the internet. Hunk Papa, can you check your settings for Skype? Because I think you might have switched off.
What do you mean?
You don't sound as crystal clear as Discord.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll check it.
Okay. Jump on Discord. I'm glad we're doing this. I'm making sure. Important links. Join Skype call. There we go. Copy.
No, it says I'm broadcasting through my headset.
Okay. Maybe you just like lowered.
I don't know. I haven't touched it since I left Discord. I haven't touched any of my settings on my end.
There. That way he's got two options.
So I don't know why it's lower quality, but I haven't touched anything. It's the same as it was when I was just on Discord.
Okay. Well, watch this video. You can see the slight difference. Because Discord sound clearer.
It might just be it might just be between the two systems. Discord might have a clearer overall voice chat server than Skype.
It's possible. Let's see here. Do you see him? He's on Skype. Because Discord was murdering me. I mean, am I the only one that couldn't hear him?
Hello?
Ah, there we go. Yay! We hear you.
Jeez, I can hear you too loud. I gotta turn this down a bit.
Yeah, I hear some popping.
I think it's because it's coming from he's using his laptop mic. I think that's what the issue's been.
Probably. I don't have an alternative though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just kind of screwed.
Well, I mean, you sound a lot better on my side. How about you, Hunk Papa?
It sounds like talking through a fishbowl, but I can hear him. He's not cutting out.
Right. That's the difference. That's a huge difference. I hear like this popping too. Like a pop, pop,
That's him typing on the keyboard.
pop. Oh.
I'm not typing right now.
I hear it popping. I want you to watch
I do
this.
too.
I want you to watch this. Yeah, see? I want you to watch this thing, and you will hear the popping. But we can't hear you now. So back to the game. We can hear you.
It's bizarre.
What do you say as you pick up this Zap Apple? That's amazing.
I go, ooh, and I put it away.
Yeah. Let's stash that. So we get this scene of like Xander like looking around and like stashing it. You see like some pristine ponies like staring at you like, as you're like stashing food in your items.
Seeing this, Butters is gonna turn and look at Xander's. And he's going to wink at Xander's as he starts doing the same thing. He'll pick up a banana and then put it in his cart. And then go pick up another banana and then put it in his cart.
Roll me a die 6 to see how many bananas you get. You get 2 bananas. 2 bananas before a guard says, "You going to start eating those?"
He moves over to the apples and does the same thing with the apples.
Roll me a die 6 to see how many apples you get. Are you doing this, Xander?
Oh,
you get 6 apples because he's like, shoo, shoo, shoo.
no, only because it was so special.
So like,
I don't have.
yeah, you got something amazing. So like everybody's like stashing apples and stuff like that. You're the one that has like, like the cream of the crop, Zap Apple.
Yeah.
Butters hangs his head after the guards shoot him away, and he walks over to the table and just starts pulling apples out of Penelope and starts eating them.
Yummy. They are delicious. They are crisp, and they are wonderful. There's a bit of like a mingling session where like people are going upstairs and like addressing the heroes and shaking their hands, and then they're making like a line. So they go upstairs, address the heroes, and then come back down and get food. You guys just jump into the food, right? And everybody else is like frowning at you as you guys are like grabbing everything as you can. What do you guys do after that? You guys are enjoying your delicious apples and munching on some fresh cakes and food.
Presumably we have a conversation.
I mean, that's up to you guys. What do you guys want to do?
Converse.
I can't hear you, Hunk Papa.
I forgot I'm not on Discord. It sounds like your laptop's making popcorn over there for you, Jackson.
Yes, popcorn is popping in the background. It's delicious.
I think you might be hearing the refrigerator, but it's all across the room.
That's either a really good mic or a really bad mic.
I think it's a really bad mic. I don't think it's a really good mic.
I think it's just pop, pop, pop. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, Butters is going to go to walk over to Xander and introduce himself, but he steps on a discarded apple core on his way over there. And he slips and comes to a crash in front of Xander.
Does he look like he's wounded at this point?
No, so far it seems to have been all in style. Falling with style. It seems to be some sort of humor type. Although your character is probably like, what is he doing, right? What is he doing?
Yeah, it just comes off as strange to me. I'm going to help him up.
He offers a hoof to Xander. Does Xander take the hoof?
Yeah.
Like to shake hoofs?
Yeah.
So he forgets that he still had that buzzer on his hoof.
Yeah.
As you reach out to shake his hoof. After you get the little shock, you see him sigh and look down, and he quickly takes it off, and he just turns around and mopes away. He hangs his head low and his tail low, and he just slowly trots away.
So Xander is currently, right, for comedy reasons, your hair is standing on end with like little electric parts coming off, right? You've been the butt of a joke.
I'm going to take off the party hat now.
Yeah, you take off the party hat.
My hair in a cone shape now.
I mean, you can just comb it down. You took no damage or anything like that. It seems to have just been like a practical joke. Trying to get you to smile, apparently. Did it work?
No.
Butter, you need to work harder, buddy.
That wasn't part of his show. He legitimately forgot that he had that on, and so it may have come off like that's part of the show. It may have come off like part of the show, but he's really that clumsy and forgetful.
But everybody takes it, right? Everybody takes it as like it was part of the show. It seems to be like, even if you were klutzy, it's just like, oh, it's just an act. It's just an act. You guys do anything else? The line begins to settle down as like the heroes are like finishing up, shaking hooves with people. Are you guys going to go up and speak to the heroes?
Yes.
Sure.
I will walk up. Okay, you get the idea.
Yep.
I will go up to Scout, who is clearly the important one.
The diamond dog has like this huge diamond, the size of his head, and he's like looking at it. He's like, yes. Yes, he's shining it up. It looks really, really beautiful.
I'm going to extend a hoof. Say, congratulations and thank you for your heroism.
He like nods and replies, and like shakes your hoof. And then he goes back to like saying, he's like, yes, I worked really hard for this. Went through many adventures. Anything else, Sanders?
I will slide over to the right and do the same.
A medal currently is around Blackmail. It is a sign of like a shield, a black shield, embroidered within a golden medallion, representing his bravery and defense of the kingdom. He bows as you approach him.
I bow in return.
He says, thank you for coming. It is good to see the zebra folk. I met some on my adventures.
Oh.
He gets out like this unfinished set of potions.
Oh, wow.
He says, do you know how to finish these? I wasn't able to finish them last time.
Well, I only dabbled in potions a little bit.
Oh.
But I may be able to get ingredients to finish them.
He's like, I don't know. I'm just a novice. I was hoping that you might know something. Can you roll a mind, Xander, to see like, hey, you should just do this and this and.
It's probably gonna come up really.
No. He go ahead and roll that exploding dice. Oh, keep going. Destroy everything. Okay.
What the heck's going on here?
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. So you take the potions, right? You're like, I could dabble in them. So you start dabbling them, right? You get a potion of cleanliness. If you guys remember that, Toonstar had given us a potion of cleanliness. So should you ever get dirty, you can instantly clean yourself with this potion of cleanliness. He says, oh, that's amazing. I knew that zebras were good with potions, but this is crazy good. You've got enough for yourself, and you've made a die 6. Go ahead and roll any die 6.
Roll a d6?
Yes, roll a die 6. You get 3 of these potions.
3 potions of cleanliness.
Yes.
And my quirk is that I'm messy.
I love it. I love it. As he's doing this chemistry set, right? It's taking you a little bit of time, Xander, to do this. Butters, what are you doing as you approach the heroes of Equestria?
Butters is going to hang his head as he slowly trots over next to Scout. He looks up and sees Scout polishing his diamond, and he pulls out of his hair, he pulls out an apple, and he sits down and starts polishing his apple next to Scout.
So we get the scene of like them both polishing something right next to each other. Yes, yes.
He occasionally glances over at Xander. You can see he's clearly impatiently waiting for Xander to finish. So he's just like, he speeds up his polish a little bit, and then he slows down when he looks at Xander, and then he speeds up his polishing.
Scout scowls at you and just like, with your combined efforts, you have a shiny apple, and he has a shiny diamond. Anything else that you'd like to do, Butters?
He's just waiting for Xander to finish talking to Blackmail. So he's just going to, after he looks at it and he examines that it's really shiny, he's just going to take a bite out of it and start eating the apple.
So Blackmail and Xander seems to have hit it off really well as they put their heads together and are like combining potions. Are you going to interrupt this potion session? Literally, they're literally making potions in the palace. So we get like this chemistry set, and like people are like putting potions and stuff. And Xander knows what he's doing, and Blackmail is like watching him eagerly, right? As this zebra's just like being a boss, right? You think he's just like pouring in random shit, but no, in his mind, he instinctually knows what to do. So even you, Butters, are amazed at this. Yeah.
He sighs and turns away to look at the princesses, and he tosses the apple core after he's finished it over his shoulder towards the potion kit.
The apple core lands into the potion and completes it. Right? So the apple core was like the final ingredient that Xander needed, and you, with your clumsiness, just happened to add the extra last ingredient for the cleanliness potion, and it works, and it's amazing. Xander, you get 3 potions of cleanliness, and your little chemistry session is over. The unicorn crystal pony thanks you very much for your services. Out of the potions, right? He gives you the 3 of them. And his set is now complete.
All right.
He says, thank you very much. You are very talented, by the way. If you talk to the princesses, they might have something for you to do.
Well, great. Thank you very much.
Says, your skill would be very appreciated. He nods to you, grateful that his potion set is complete. I believe Butters wants to talk to Blackmail now. He's quite happy with his cleanliness. He's got like several bottles of cleanliness. And folks who don't know, he had a cork. He loves cleanliness. So these things are like diamonds for him, right? His obsession has now been completed, and he has finally been rewarded in every aspect. Cleanliness and rewarded for his bravery to all of Equestria, not just the Crystal Empire. He is smiling big and wide. Everybody's feeling pretty good.
Butters looks over at Xander and looks over at Blackmail, notices that they're not really talking anymore, and he just slowly pushes himself in between Xander and Blackmail to scoot Xander back. Just slowly running in place a little bit to slowly push Xander out of the way.
So there's like a line, right, to meet the heroes, and you're just like, "Excuse me," as you slip in, right? As Xander is taking so much time, everybody's getting impatient, right? Everybody wants to meet the heroes. Xander, you get pushed off to the side as Butters says, "Excuse me," steps in. What do you do, Butters?
He stands up. He looks straight at Blackmail. Then he looks at Blackmail's armor. Then he looks at him. Looks back at the armor. Is he sizing up whether the armor would look good on Butters or not? He walks over next to Blackmail in between his parents and looks up at his helmet and then thinks to himself for a second. He looks back at the armor and back at Butters. And then he just sighs and shakes his head as he starts walking away.
Blackmail offers a hoof, but you kind of step in between him and his parents. He's just like, "Where's he going? What is he doing on?" And then you're wandering around and you're there. It's like, "Oh, I love your comedy show. It's amazing. I watch your stuff from time to time. Weren't you syndicated once? I could have swore I saw you on the hoofball."
Butters walks back over. He nods. He pulls out from his hair a party hat he puts on and some streamers he wraps around himself, and he tries to stand up like Blackmail. He straightens out his back as he's got the party hat for a horn and the streamers around him like his armor. And then he just sighs and shakes his head and takes everything off and walks away.
You get a little goofy chatter and happiness, right? As they're you're mimicking the heroes, right? So it's all in good taste, right? So everybody's kind of laughing at this as they're "Yeah, woohoo!" Everybody wants to be a hero. Yeah, what do you guys do from there? Currently, the princesses are also seeing people. So what they do is that they go up, speak and shake hands with the heroes, and they come and talk to the princesses, and then they are escorted down. So it's a loop, right? A consistent loop as people are making the circles.
Well, I'm going to go over to Celestia.
Excellent. This alicorn with majestic mane, has a horn and winged hooves. She is pure white. Her eyes are that of pink, of a rising sun. She stares at you and she says, "It is good to see those of the striped folk. I welcome and honor you to our kingdom of Equestria. Your people are across the sea, are you not? What brings you here?
Let's bring me here. Actually, I seriously don't know what brings me here. You might want to fill me in on that.
You tell me. Why are you here? I mean, this is a festival, right? This is an open festival that everybody's coming to, right? So, curiosity. Why are you here? That's a great question. Why are you not at home making potions? You're amazing at that.
Well, my folks sent me out to see the world to discover who I am and to gain experience and to come back and be able to contribute more to our society after learning about the world quickly. So, and then we heard about this and thought it would be good for me to see heroes and yeah.
She says, "It is an honor to meet you."
Oh, thank you. It's an honor to be here and to meet you.
She bows and replies, and she says, "And your name is?"
My name is Xander.
Which is good to see you, Xander. She glances over at Blackmail, who kind of gives like a wave, and she says, "It seems that you have impressed our heroes. I will keep your name in mind in the future. I may call upon you soon."
That's great to hear. Look forward to it.
She nods in reply. As you, I assume, move on down to Princess Luna,
Yes.
we will cut over to Butters, who is now approaching the majestic leader of Equestria.
What's going on with my lips?
How does the clown approach the princess?
He trots over with his head hung low. He walks over. He looks at her.
I think I need to switch my page.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
He gives her a little bit of a bow, and then he looks at her. He stares at her flowing hair for a little bit, and he tries to push his hair down to flow like hers. And then he pulls out 2 spatulas from his hair. He looks up at her, looks back at him, and he puts the 2 spatulas in his streamer armor to look like wings. So now he looks like Party Alicorn. And he
a roll performance as you do this.
This is, I think, going to be upgraded, right? Because I'm using a party kit for this.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, that's not right. It was a D8.
It's a die 4? Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a 2.
Would you like to...
Yeah, sure.
Much better. So instead of bad taste, right, you hear some of the people oh, they're mocking the princess. Princess Celestia laughs. She's like, ha, ha, ha. And then everybody else laughs, right? Because, well, she's the princess. So instead of mocking her, they quickly say, oh, she finds it okay. Everybody else is like, ha, ha, yeah. As you do this. And she says, oh, I have a bit of a prankster myself. And she offers you a hoof.
He goes to put the hoof out, and then he stops. He puts his hoof to his chin, points the other hoof at her, and then he takes her hoof.
You get a slight shock, as since she saw you use that poor Xander's, your hair spikes up on end as she trolls the troll. She laughs at this as you have spiked up hair, and you're wearing your party hat and your spatula wings. This, of course, gets a round of laughter from the audience who is watching this, and everything is of good taste and quality. She She says, I enjoy pranks as well. Your humor could be amazing for those that I know. I may call upon you in the future.
He nods. He, instead of trying to fix his hair, he straightens out the spikes a little bit more, tries to make them more pronounced.
Yes, they do. So you kind of have like this mohawk, right, going down your back. Oh, and your tail is like a big poof ball, right? It's just a big old poof ball. She smiles as you're like, get pranked by the prankster, right?
He bows.
Oh, go ahead.
No, he bows and he walks behind Xander.
She bows and replies to you. The camera switches over to Xander and Princess Luna, who currently has like a flat face. She seems very serious, right? Much more serious than her sister. She seems a little bit tired. This is currently daytime, and usually she doesn't attend such events, but this is an important event. She has like a little bit of sagging below her eyes, as she has been forced to stay up past her bedtime. She has like a serious deadpan features. Her mane, this is a dark blue colored pony with blue eyes. Her mane is that of Starlight. And she stares at Xander and she says, "It is good to see the striped folk approach our kingdom."
It is good to be here, and it is an honor to meet you.
It is not all fun and games. Some of us must rule a kingdom. She like scowls at her sister, but her sister just smiles at her grumpy sister and her jokes.
Perhaps she is just presiding a bright mood. That's an important part of her duties, too.
She says, "Indeed, it should be a serious endeavor. It shouldn't be all fun and games. Not everybody came back from that adventure."
It's true. But clearly not everyone here is completely serious.
She frowns at you. Right? She's like, "Not everybody's serious." Yeah.
I was a bit confused by that performance earlier, actually.
It was quite foolish and a waste of time. And look at the floor. She gestures to the floor. A complete mess, right? You see some of the servant ponies like picking up like fruits and vegetables that have fallen off. And she says, "Absolutely ridiculous. And poor humor and taste." Absolutely ridiculous. I don't see why show ponies are even invited to such events.
I shrug. I don't know.
I mean, you're not going to just like, well, yeah, it is a mess. Yeah. So she says, "It is good to see your folk, and I am glad that you helped Blackmail complete his collection. Even I had trouble with that. You are of a serious nature, and I approve of your antics and qualities."
Thank you. That is good to hear, especially coming from you.
She nods and replies, "I may call upon you in the future."
I nod.
She bows to you. I'm curious on what Butter's going to do here. The most serious pony of them all.
I'm just going to settle away before he pushes me out of the way.
Yeah. I think that's what we get, right? We get like a sliding motion of like Butters coming in, like a wrecking ball. Princess Luna scowls at you, Butter.
He looks at her. He sighs and hangs his head. He puts his hair back into the fluff. He takes off everything. He sighs and hangs his head as he pulls out a banana and puts it at her feet. And he nods and walks away.
As you walk away, she says, "Wait. Before you depart, I know why you make fun of yourself. I've seen it in your dreams. There is always hope even in the darkest of times. She turns, completely ignoring you, and she shakes hands with the next pony, who slides in like you did, and he pushes you, Butter, out of the way. You guys come back down into the feasting. Yes. I think this is where we get a cutscene, right? Of you guys back on the ship. He says, "Liven up, scallywags! This isn't no ballroom. I need you guys to shore up the main mass. You folks get up there and climb up there. You there, scallywag in the crow's nest. What's your name?"
Xander. I yelled
Xander. This ain't no prim and prosper ballroom. Hey, you. He looks at the clown with tears in his eyes. Yes, you. This isn't no joke. Climb up the main mast and drop the sail.
Butters nods and hangs his head as he goes over to try and undo the mast, but quickly finds himself tangled up in the ropes.
Yes. I need you both to roll me body, because even if you are tangled up, you still might be able to drop the mast. Oh, you guys are struggling. Buttersquash, you do get tangled up. So, your klutziness does get up to you. And you don't take any damage or anything else, but you fall down. And like a spring, you're just like hanging in midair. Xanders, you're struggling as well as you're like climbing up over the mass, right? So you guys are currently on the mass. What do you guys do? Currently Butters is hanging, and Xanders, you're kind of like just holding on. No progress is made. What do you guys do?
Try harder?
He said, so Captain Jackpot, it says, no, you're supposed to untie it first. He calls up to you. Not tie yourself up. What do you guys do? A flying pony comes up to poor Buttersquash and starts like untying him, and he like wraps it around your hoof. That way, when you do drop, the rope will catch your hand and your hoof, right? And you can climb back up.
Butters would like to try to use his predicament to his advantage if he could, and try as he's struggling to untie more of the rope to let the sail down as he's struggling.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and roll it. Roll me both another body as you guys are...
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Xander's, right? It's not fast, but it starts to slide down. So we get this mass who's kind of like this, as like one part of the sail is dropping, while the other part's like hanging in there. Butters, you once again get caught up in the rope. And once again, the Pegasus like rubs its forehead. He says, I'm Silvermane, and you're not doing it right, okay? Here, let me help you out. So he grabs the end of the rope, right? And he flies you up, right? So you're kind of like hanging up. And he drops you back down on it. So that way you don't have to climb up. He's like, there you go. Now try doing it. He starts like pointing out areas. And Jackpot's like, he'll figure it out. Don't help him, Silvermane. And Silvermane like says, well, they gotta learn somehow. What do you do, Butters? As like the main mast is kind of like on the side as
he's gonna try and do this again.
Excellent.
Gonna sink the ship.
Clearly
Awesome.
he's not a sea pony.
The ocean rises and falls, right? As you guys are sailing. The sail starts to unfold and finally goes down, right? With Silvermane's help, the mast finally gets untied and drops. He says, you two report up center here on the poop deck. get up here. I've never seen such worthless ponies. If you're going to be on my ship, the Hippocampus, you're going to have to pull your own weight.
Butters hangs his head as he climbs down and slowly makes his way over there with Penelope.
Yep. Says, you fail again like that, I'll throw that cart off the boat.
He just sighs and hangs his head even lower. Pulls Penelope a little tighter, closer to him.
Xander, what do you do? As he says, calls you up front and personal on the poop deck.
I refuse to giggle, and I go over.
He says, apparently you guys are not good at that. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you guys wash the deck. He hands you a bucket and a mop. He says, this might be the only thing you two are good at. And he begins barking orders at others as you guys both get a mop and a bucket. You two are alone as he goes off and starts browbeating the other crew members, clearly saying what to do and what not to do. The ship is somewhat of a mess, right? This is clearly him trying to train you guys.
Butters looks at the short pole of the mop, and he shakes his head as he starts pulling out this 10-foot pole from his cart. And he pulls out, what can he use? He pulls out a little bit of rope and ties the 10-foot pole to the end of the mops. Now it's like a 15-foot long mop. And he sticks it into the bucket, and he throws some of it on the poop deck, and he starts mopping, but he quickly forgets where he's mopping, and he slips and falls, trying to clean too fast. He throws water across the deck. He's gonna try to see if he can clean this faster by using his old routine.
So he's going like whirlwind this, like.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
You want a body for that, or any of the toolkits, or what do you want for that?
So
what would you like?
I'm thinking first a mine, right? So you're trying to figure out this mechanical device, right? The device is 10-foot pole on this, right? So mine first to make sure that you tie it to an actual working mop, because what could possibly go wrong? And then I'm going to need a body check as you start to... Yeah, that's good. And then a body check to whirlwind your duties. Awesome.
What's it with you and threes?
Hey, it's still good. It's still good. I mean, you're literally all you got to do.
We're level ones.
It's not pretty, right? It's not pretty. Water goes everywhere. But it gets done, right? You start mopping, and your section is done. Xander, what are you doing? You see this strange clown do this whirlwind mop attack. You get splashed a little of it, right? Because he's like...
I will attempt to emulate him, because I do not know how to clean things.
Excellent. So once again, are you just borrowing his 10-foot long mop, or
no?
You're going to make your own?
Without the 10-foot. Yep.
Okay.
So
go ahead and...
Basically, I'm just flailing around.
Sure. Go ahead and roll it. I assume it's just body, right? You're just mop.
Yeah.
You guys both get it done. So Xander started early, right? Just normal mopping. And by the time Butters gets his contraptions fixed out and everything else, and then does a whirlwind, you both finish at the same time. Butters, yeah, your antics, right? Had you just started mopping, it would have been the exact same pace as just mopping, right?
He looks proud of himself, and then he looks over and notices that Xander's done at the same time, and he sighs and hangs his head low and puts the 10-foot pole back in the bucket and starts pushing the bucket over to the next section of the ship.
Yeah, it's only the front part. That's what you got, the bow of the ship. You still have to have the main port, the main 2 ports, and the stern that you guys have to do. Let's see here. Captain Jack walks up and says, "You've done a fine job, lads, but that's only a fourth of the ship. You still have to get both port sides done." Done a fine job. Think I'll make you my permanent mop boys. He laughs at this and walks off.
I believe one side is port and the other is starboard.
Is it?
Yeah.
Stern, port, starboard, bow.
Stern, port, starboard.
Sure.
Like, if you said it to the port side, then people would just look around confused.
I mean, I'm confused, so you still have to get the ports. Both port sides.
Remember, this is My Little Pony, not My Little Realistic Ship.
Yeah, but it's just basic sailing terminology.
That is true. That is true. I'm not going to make it complicated.
Butters is going to try the same technique, only this time he's going to try to throw the water around more to see if that will help him get it clean faster.
Sounds like a body check. Excellent. So you're getting used to it, right? And you get it done much faster than previously. Xander, what about you? What are you doing?
I am doing the same.
Excellent. Tell me what happens, Xander. What is it that do you get a cramp? What happens? You're kind of slowing down.
What has happened? I think I'm just trying to reuse the same water, which at this point is really deep, but I don't understand why that doesn't work.
Perfect. So you're using dirty water, right? So
Yeah.
from the bow of the ship, you're using the exact same water, and all you're doing is smearing the dirty water around.
Yeah. So the poop deck was pretty dirty.
Oh yes.
That's the only joke you'll get out of me.
Oh yes. Oh, it's very dirty. Literally, the poop deck was dirty. So as this is happening, right? Running shadows, an elk comes up to you and says, "Maybe you should take some water and change it out. You're just making a bigger mess."
I go, huh? Stare at him blankly.
She says, "Yes, maybe you should change out the water before going to the next section of the ship. You're just pushing dirt around."
Oh. Okay.
She gets you a fresh bucket, right? From the ocean below, and she says, "Here you are."
Okay. I continue.
Go ahead and roll me another body. Would you like to use a token of friendship?
No.
Tell me how you go overboard.
Like, literally overboard.
Literally overboard. As you're mopping, right? This big wave hits the side of the ship. And you don't have your sea legs, right? And you literally go tumbling off the side of the rail. Tell me how this happens.
I tripped on the mop.
Excellent. You and the mop go flying overboard. You fall approximately 15 feet with a loud splash. Do you call out as everybody is currently working?
Yes. Help.
Butters, go ahead and roll me a mind to perceive man overboard or pony overboard. Nope. You're busy mopping. Let me see here. We've got two others. who's on that. There we go. And then it crits. That's good. From the top of the deck, it says, "Pony overboard!" There's a scramble on the deck, right? As like people are starting to go to the sides of the ship and start looking for a lost pony. So I have good news and bad news. Xanders, you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are falling behind the ship. Butters, it is your turn to be heroic as you hear, "Pony overboard!" I can't hear you.
He's going to look around.
Yep.
He doesn't see Xander on the deck, right?
Yep.
He knows Xander's was supposed to be mopping the other side of the ship.
Yep.
He runs straight over. Does he see Xander's flailing in the water?
He's bobbing in the water. Yep. He's currently 1, 2, 3, 4. In the next turn, he's almost going to be at the stern of the ship.
He is going to... He's going to attach a rope. Well, is there... Yeah, he's just going to throw a rope to Xander.
Excellent. Xander's, a rope comes tumbling down. Do you grab a hold of it?
Yep.
Excellent. Well, what are you guys doing? You guys both have the end of the rope. All of a sudden, it goes taut, right? As you feel a jerk as the ship continues moving forward. But Butters, you've got the end of it. I need you to roll me a body as the rope becomes taut.
Let me see here. I would like to use my stout heart for this as well, just in case.
You may, yes. Would you
That's
like
a
to use your
good
stout
call.
heart? Okay, so Butters, this is when I call upon your clumsiness, right?
Right.
You have the rope. You no longer have the rope. The rope just goes, right?
Can he slam on his piano on Penelope an alarm?
So we're actually going to go down to poor Xander's because it's now Xander's turn. Xander's, the rope becomes taut, right? And you pause suddenly, and then all of a sudden, how long is your rope?
It's 50 feet.
3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, 6. Okay,
That's
so
becoming
15.
elongated.
3, 4, 5, 6. So Butters, you've got about 10-foot left rope to grab a hold of. You continue moving down. Do you want to do anything, Xanders? The rope is currently slack in your hands as the boat continues to drift further and further away. Do you do anything?
Is there anything at all on the side of the ship that would possibly be I would be able to grab onto?
Do you have a grappling hook or some sort of device to grapple onto the ship? I assume you have all your equipment with you.
Probably not. Unless my spade is extremely sharp and stab into the ship.
So the ship isn't sharp in any sense. It is very much a wooden ship. It's got a smooth surface.
Do
you
yeah,
do anything?
I guess I'm just gonna keep calling help.
Okay. Butters, you have 10 foot of rope left. Go ahead and make me a body check as you're trying to grab onto it. Like, oh my god!
Hold on 1 second. Someone's at my door.
Okay. Oh no. We're going to get this long pause. Xanders, buddy, what are you thinking about right now?
This is how I die. Trying to clean something. This is why I clean.
See, this is kids at home. This is why cleaning is bad. You could
That's
fall
right.
off a ship. Right? Totally fall off a ship. So don't clean at home. Whatever you do, kids. That's the moral of this story right here. What is Xander's thinking about right now?
Basically, my life is flashing before my eyes.
Tell me about it. What do you see? What important creatures is it that you see?
My kitty, and I don't know, playing games as a kid, exploring the forest, holidays.
Has he kissed his first girl?
No.
Oh, man. Think of all the things you're going to miss.
What?
Think of all the things you're going to miss.
Yeah.
Butters is going to frantically try to tie the rope to Penelope, but he's going to be banging on his piano as he does to try and get attention to the other ponies.
Excellent. Roll it. What could go wrong? Awesome. The rope goes taut as you wrap your rope around poor Penelope. However, Penelope cart starts rolling because it's a cart.
He's
So remember when the captain threatened to throw off your cart? Something bad might happen as the cart suddenly goes taut, right? And all that weight of Xander's is applied to the cart. It begins to roll. It moves now at half speed. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Getting towards the end of the line, guys. What you gonna do, Xander's, as it's back to you? You feel it grow tight, right? You have a good hold on the rope. Are you going to attempt to climb up, Xander's?
Yes.
Roll it. Awesome. You begin to pull against the current, right? And the parts that you had are moving back up, right? It is back to you, Butters, as he's starting to climb back up the rope.
At this point, Butters is going to try to pull him up as well, more concerned with Penelope than he is with Xander at this point.
Yeah. Awesome. Tell me how you get him up board.
He looks back and he looks at Penelope, notices that it's starting to slide towards the edge, and he frantically leans against it and yanks, trying to push Penelope further into the boat. Keep an eye behind him as he pulls, not even realizing he's pulling Xander up the rest of the way.
Xander, as you gasp at fresh air, your mane is soaked with salt water. The smell of algae and fish and sea salt permeates your nostrils as you are completely drenched. As this is happening, you see everybody else begin to show up, rushing to your guys' aid. They're like, oh my god, who let the new recruit off the boat? It's you're supposed to get off at dock. What are you doing? Xander's, they turn to look at you and say, what happened?
I tripped and fell over the rail.
You get this scald from the captain. He says, well, you're not done yet. Where's my mop?
I glanced towards the sea.
We get this shot of this poor mop in the water floating further and further away, right? And the captain's just shaking his head, and he's like, that's coming out of your pay, son.
Butters looks around and then he sighs and sinks down as he realized he's now got to wash the deck by himself.
So this is how we end it, right? Captain Jackspot runs, gets up, grabs Butters' mop, and hands it to poor Xander, who's now have to clean the rest of the ship. And-
Butters is shaking his head no as his 10-foot pole is still strapped to the end of the mop.
He looks at it weirdly, like, what is this? He hands it to Xander's. You have now a 10-foot pole attached to a mop. And that's where we're going to leave this episode. So this is episode 0 of My Little Pony, Tales of Equestria, Misty's Island. What do you guys think about it?
I like it so far.
Okay. This is just the beginning episode. A little bit of a crash course, remembering the investigations and how the mechanics works. Next episode, we'll have 2 other players. I think I'm going to put this on YouTube. I'll see you folks in the next video, all right?
Alrighty.
Bye.